Hello everyone, my name is Hemu and today's we are going to start with the topic which is what is firewall, and the second topic which I will discuss which is next generation firewall versus legacy firewall. So let me just start with the what is firewall. Okay, so let me just draw one diagram here to explain what is firewall. So let's suppose I have one firewall here. Now this firewall have, let's suppose, three interfaces. This interface is Ethernet 1 by 1, and let's suppose this interface is a part of outside zone. And this interface connecting our organization with the internet service provider. So we have a connectivity with the ISP. We have one more interface which is Ethernet 1 by 2. Let's suppose this interface is your inside interface. And if you are working from your office, you are sitting here, means here we have your employees systems. These are the employee systems. And apart from that, I do have one more interface, which is Ethernet 1 by 3. Let's suppose this interface is a part of DMZ, demilitarized zone. And here I have my internet facing servers. So I just have here three servers like server 1, server 2, and server 3. Let's suppose this PC have IP address 10.1.1.70, 71, and 72. These servers, they have IP address which is 10.2.2.101, 102, and 103. Here I am having the public range which is 150.1.7.0/24, and on this interface I am having IP which is 151.7.250/24, and at the ISP end I am having IP which is 151.7.1. Let's suppose this is the simple setup I'm having now. Because this internet service provider, it has a connectivity with the other part of the internet. Let's suppose here I have a Facebook. Here we have a Facebook server. Then let's suppose we have here Gmail server or Google server. Here we have a torrent as well. Because it's the internet, right? Maybe in internet we have some hacker as well, right? This is the hacker server, which these particular server is used by the hackers to launch any type of attacks and all, right? Now, if I will explain you the definition of firewall. So before telling the definition of your firewall, let me just tell you one thing, guys. Let's suppose from this PC, I'm trying to access Facebook. So from this PC, if I'm trying to access the Facebook, which means now I have initiated some traffic from this PC. That traffic reach to your firewall interface Ethernet 1 by 2. Then this traffic is exit out from Ethernet 1 by 1 interface, and it is reaching till Facebook. Okay, so guys, I have initiated some traffic from this PC having IP address 10.1.1.70. Now this traffic is received on this interface, right? Because some traffic is I am receiving into this interface. So guys, if I'm receiving any type of traffic in an interface, which means Ethernet 1 by 2 interface is your become a ingress interface. Just remember. Ethernet 1 by 2 become a ingress interface because this particular packet is leaving your Ethernet 1 by 1 interface. So this Ethernet 1 by 1 interface become a egress interface. So guys, somebody asked in the interview, what is ingress interface or what is ingress or what is egress? Are you able to explain? So the interface where our packet comes inside your firewall is known as ingress interface, and the interface from where your packet is going out from your firewall is known as egress interface. Guys, these two terms is clear? Ingress and egress? Yes, no on the chat? Okay, cool. I hope everyone is okay with that. Now, if I will talk about with perspective of your organization. So guys, just tell me one thing. From here till here, this is your organization network, right? And this environment here, this is the public environment. I have full control on my organization, right? I can able to access all the devices, whatever devices I'm having on my environment. But do I have any type of control on ISP routers? Do I have any control of Facebook server? No, right? So guys, now there is a two terms. There is a two terms you will heard in the firewall training, which is inbound traffic and outbound traffic. Now guys, let's try to understand what is inbound and what is outbound. So guys, the traffic who is leaving your organization boundary, because this is the boundary of your organization, right? From here, from this particular point on, but you don't have any control, right? So the traffic who is leaving your organization boundary is known as outbound traffic. And the traffic, because when we have accessed this Facebook from this PC, now once this request reach to the Facebook, what Facebook will do? Facebook send the reply will come in this way, right? Now, when Facebook is replying for your request, that time what's happening? This request, this type of traffic coming inside your organization or not? So guys, this traffic who is coming into your firewall from outside is known as inbound traffic. And the traffic who is leaving your firewall towards the internet is known as outbound traffic. So guys, these two terms is clear? Inbound traffic and outbound traffic. Inbound traffic is the traffic who is leaving your firewall, and that traffic going towards the internet. And outbound traffic is a outbound outbound traffic is a traffic who is leaving your firewall, and that traffic is going towards the internet. And if some type of traffic which is coming from outside and it is going towards your inside or DMZ, or any type of traffic who is coming from the internet and it is going towards your firewall or towards your employee systems or towards your DMZ servers, is known as inbound traffic. Or inbound traffic, or I can say incoming traffic or outgoing traffic. So guys, this inbound or incoming, outbound or outgoing, these things are clear to everyone? Yes, no on the chat? Everyone is clear, right? Guys, just tell me if you have any doubt, because these are the terms which I used frequently in your trainings. Cool. Now here, if you will see in this diagram, I have introduced three terms: inside, DMZ, and outside. Guys, I will always put an interface into inside zone. I will put this interface in inside zone because behind this interface, my employees are connected. And I have a full trust on these peoples. Because these are your employees, right? You have a full trust on them. So these type of environments where we have your employee systems, like people from HR department, people from development department, people from manufacturing departments, right? Everyone resides in your organization in the inside zone, or this inside zone is also known as trust zone. I can say inside zone or trust zone, because I have 100% trust on these peoples. So now you got the point here why I will put why I am putting this interface Ethernet 1x2 in inside zone or a trust zone, because behind this interface my employees are available. Employee system used to connect behind this interface. And after that you can see here I have this interface Ethernet 1x1, which is a part of outside or untrust zone. Why I am putting this interface Ethernet 1x1 on outside zone or untrust zone? Because this interface connecting me with the internet, and internet, you can see there are the good peoples and there are also the hacker available, right? We will not, we don't have any type of trust on the internet, right? Because in internet you will see all type of peoples. Some are the good people, some are the bad peoples, right? So the interface who will connect our firewall with the internet is a part of untrust zone, or either it's a part of outside zone. Trust and untrust is the PaloAlto firewall terminology. Inside, outside is the terminology from the Cisco environments. Now, guys, tell me one thing. My organization, let's suppose my organization website is sianets.com. This is the URL of my organization. And these servers, let's suppose I have 3 web servers. These are my web servers where I have hosted my website. Now, if let's suppose there is a one student, he's sitting here over the internet anywhere. Now, if that student wants to check our websites, what he will do? He will open his browser, and in his browser, he will type sianets.com. And after that, when he will type that website details, what? His request, he will send this request toward the internet service provider. Then this request came to my firewall, and fire forward this request towards one of the server. Now, this server will give the reply, and reply will go in this way. This is the one thing, which means you have observed here one thing. This zone, this particular zone, which is outside, which is DMZ. In this zone, you have observed people are sending the traffic from outside. Maybe this request we will get from this student, but maybe this hacker can also able to send any type of request over these servers. Maybe he will try to exploit. Let's suppose in that web server we have one vulnerability. There is a one vulnerability available into these servers, and this hacker know regarding this vulnerability. Now this hacker is trying to exploit this vulnerability to gain the unauthorized access of these servers, which means in this segment you can see traffic from internet is also coming. Now tell me one thing. Let's suppose now on this website we have hosted here. Now we are planning to do some updates on that particular web page of this on our websites. If we will wants to do some modification, in that case, my network engineer who is sitting here, my network team who is sitting here, they will also access these servers. When they will access these servers, maybe they are they are accessing these using SSH. And when these hacker or any student who is sitting here, when they are trying to access these server, they are accessing on port number HTTPS using port number 443, and they are using port number 22 for SSH, right? So guys, if you have observed here, in this particular zone, I am getting the request from internet, and also I am getting the request from my inside zone, from my network team. Means this is the place where I'm getting the request from both the sides, from the internet and from the inside. So that is the main reason I have put this particular servers behind an interface which is Ethernet 1 by 3, and that interface is a part of DMZ zone, which is demilitarized zone, because DMZ is a zone where you will get the request from internet as well as you will get the request from your inside network. Now, why we have segregated why we have put these servers behind this DMZ zone? Why we have not put these servers here? Let's take an example. Let's suppose these servers you have put in your inside zone. Now tell me one thing. Let's suppose there is a one hacker sitting here. He has basically sent some request to access this server, and what he has done, there was one vulnerability on these servers. There is one vulnerability available in that server. He has exploited that vulnerability. What? He has exploited that vulnerability and he just gained the access of these servers. Or maybe this hacker, he had just installed one malware on one of the server. Now what will happen? If any server gets compromised, there is a huge chance your employee system can also get compromised. Yes or no? There is a huge chance, right? That was the reason, guys. We have created a dedicated zone, which is DMZ zone, just to avoid such kind of problems. Because if these hackers, they are trying to access your inside system, this type of traffic blocked by the firewall right away here. But if these people is trying to access your DMZ server, this traffic is allowed by the firewall, because we want to run our business, right? And if we want to run our business, which means we have to open the access of our servers. These are the web servers towards the internet peoples. So guys, are you okay with these terms inside, outside, and DMZ? Yes, no on the chat. That's cool. Now let me just move towards the definition of firewall. There is a one question from Sachin DMZ. Okay, let me just repeat the DMZ again. So guys, DMZ is a zone, or DMZ stand for demilitarized zone. In DMZ zone, we always keep our internet facing servers. What type of servers we will always put here? Internet facing servers like web servers. Because in web servers, what we have generally web pages. So in DMZ, we always put our internet facing servers. Because why we have created this separate zone for our web server? Because people from outside, like normal students who wants to do the any type of inquiry, right? They used to open our website. Okay. So that's why we have created this particular zone where we have put our web server. Guys, let me tell you one more thing here. So let me just go here. Guys, tell me one thing. In a typical e-commerce website, let's take an example of one of the e-commerce website like Amazon.com. we have one typical e-commerce website, which is amazon.com. So guys, in amazon.com, what we have generally three type of servers. Let's suppose we have here one firewall. Let's say this firewall I have deployed on layer 2 mode. Now this behind this firewall, let's say I have one interface which is Ethernet 1x1. Here I have generally my web servers. This is my web tier. And after that, I have one more interface like Ethernet 1x2. Here I have my application servers. And I have one more interface here, which is Ethernet 1x3, let's suppose, where I have my database servers. Now, this firewall have a connectivity with one of the firewall, which you have at the perimeter. And after that, we have an internet connectivity. And here we have one of the person who wants to do some type of business, or he wants to purchase something from the amazon.com. What will happen in that case? This PC, he will access the web page of amazon.com and his request will land over these web servers, right? Now he will fetch the particular article details. Now what, he will check all the details and he will try to place the order. So guys, when he will place the order, that time his order details, his transaction details, everything is stored here into the database servers. So guys, is this particular PC is able to access their DB servers? What do you will think? Any organization provide you the access of their database servers directly? Never. You will do all type of transaction with these web servers. And if anything, these web servers is needed, they will communicate with the app servers. And if these web servers needed anything from the database server, they will communicate still with the app servers, and app server will further communicate with the database server. So that's how that communication used to happen. So guys, now here, if I'll talk about the app servers and DB servers, these servers we have to put in a zone called inside zone. And these web servers we have to put in a zone called DMZ zone, because you know, if let's say this is a hacker. Now if this hacker is trying to exploit any, if he's trying to exploit, he can able to exploit these servers, but still your app servers and database server is safe, because on these server you don't have nothing, you have nothing here. These server is just have some web pages, source code of your website, actual information available in your database servers, in your app servers. And if you will not do the segregation at the zone level, if you will provide the direct access of your DB server and app servers, your D server will also compromised by the hacker. So that is the main reason. That is the main reason we have created a dedicated zone, which is DMZ zone, where we will put the internet facing server. Okay. In app servers, you have the detailed source code of your website. All the details available here into app servers, the actual code. The API of your website, API of your application is available here. This is the normal database servers where you are running any type of MySQL kind of database or MongoDB database where you will store the information. And these are just a normal web page, and we always provide the access of our web page. And that is the reason, because you know, in this zone, the request is coming from the internet. That's why we have put this particular service in DMZ. That is your DMZ. DMZ is a demilitarized zone where we will put the internet facing servers. That's it. Okay. Now let me start, or let me just tell you what is the definition of firewall. So guys, firewall is a device or is a security system who can control the incoming and outgoing traffic. Means firewall is a device or is a security system who can control the incoming traffic and the outgoing traffic. Firewall is a device who will provide you the inspection into the traffic which is initiated by your which is initiated by the inside peoples, and that traffic going towards the outside. Or firewall is a device who will control all the traffic which is coming from outside and going towards your DMZ. Now, inspect or control. What do you mean by the control, or what do you mean by the inspect? Guys, tell me one thing. Let me just tell you a very, very good example, guys. If generally most of us, we used to live in a societies, right? In society, we have a security guards. If someone coming inside your society or inside your tower, what used to happen? What type of things these security guards used to check? They will check everything. They will also confirm with you, is this person is allowed or not? Then only they will allow that particular person. In the similar way, this firewall, it will also check. Let's suppose this PC wants to communicate with this Facebook server, and when this PC send any type of traffic, when firewall receive this traffic, now firewall check this particular traffic against the security policy. Against the security policy, or against your access control list, or against your security rules. Is this what needs to done with this particular traffic? We have to write this information into your rules, into your security rules, or into your security policy. We want to allow this traffic, or we want to deny this traffic. Now, guys, why or which type of information it will use, or we will put in our security policies to allow the traffic, to deny the traffic? So guys, tell me one thing. In a packet, what type of information available? We have some layer 2 information. At layer 2, what we have? Majorly, we have a source MAC. We have a destination MAC. We have a layer 3 information. At layer 3, what we have? We have source IP. We have destination IP. At layer 4, what we have? We have a source port. We have destination port. And we have some layer 7 information as well, where we have some row info. Right? This is the information available in a packet. So guys, this particular firewall is utilize your source IP address, destination IP address, source port, destination port, and some information from layer 7 to allow the traffic, to deny the traffic. So in your security policies, we have to define this is the source and this is the destination. Just allow it or deny it. We can create a different type of combination. We can define source, IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and layer 7 all together. Or we can also create a multiple group just with the source IP and destination IP is any. Then destination port is any. We can go in this way as well. Which means in a firewall is a device who can control the traffic on the basis of layer 3 information, layer 4 information, and your layer 7 information. Either he has to deny the traffic, either he has to allow the traffic. Guys, if we have initiated any traffic from this PC, is this firewall restore any type of traffic here? Never. It simply allow the traffic, either it simply deny the traffic, right? It will not store anything. So guys, now everyone is okay with the definition of firewall. You can simply say firewall is a device who can control the incoming and outgoing traffic on the basis of source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and your layer 7 information. Okay. So guys, this is the definition of your firewall. Now, this device you can see here, it may be a physical hardware. So a firewall is a device. It may be a physical hardware. It may be a virtual device as well. Like physical hardware, I can say, let's suppose we are here. So for PaloAlto, so let's suppose we are using PaloAlto 3220 series box. Virtual device, let's suppose we have installed VM 50 or VM 100 or VM 300 box. Or maybe let's suppose you want to put a firewall over the public cloud environments like AWS, Azure, Oracle, Google Cloud, right? On these cloud environment also we have to install the virtual firewalls. Or maybe this firewall or maybe this device is a application as well. Guys, in your Windows system, we have one window defender, or you have that some antivirus solution like Quick Heal, McAfee, right? These are the example of your application firewalls. So this firewall can be in 3 types: physical, virtual, and application. You will get all 3 types of firewalls, or you will get firewall solution in 3 forms. Now guys, this physical, when we will use this physical firewalls, we will use this physical firewalls in your data centers, in your branch office, where we have a high data traffic, where we have a high volume of data traffic. Let's suppose your data is in GBs. People are sending lots of data every second, maybe 1 GB per second or 2 GB per second, 10 GB per second, 100 GB per second. These virtual devices we will use where we have a low volume of data traffic, or we have deployed our application over the AWS environment, Azure environment, these public cloud environments. So we have deployed our application into some type of virtual environment like ESXi environment or OpenStack environment. In that kind of cases, we will use the virtual firewalls. And application based firewalls generally used in your laptop, in your systems, in your employee machines. Okay, so these are the 3 forms of your firewalls, and we will use these firewalls into multiple places. Guys, that's it about the definition of your firewall.